Hey everybody, it's Chef Lovely here, and today we are going to make something absolutely delicious. We will be making our pineapple and rosemary glazed ham. Here are the ingredients. 1 8 to 10 pound cooked bone-in ham, rump half or 1 4 to 6 pound cooked boneless ham, 1 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar divided, 3 tablespoons Dijon style mustard, 2 tablespoons snipped fresh rosemary or 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary that has been crushed, a 1/2 cup of pineapple juice, 1/4 cup Dijon style mustard, 1 medium pineapple, peel, cored, and coarsely chopped, or 3 20-ounce cans pineapple tidbits drained. 1 recipe for grilled pineapple slices, which is optional. Okay, so let's get started. First things first, we're going to take our ham, which I have here, and I'm going to add it to our roasting pan. I've already preheated my oven to 325 degrees. So we are going to score our ham. That means that we're going to make an incision, not too deep, and we're going to make it into a diamond pattern. I think that's going to make it look absolutely delicious when it comes out of the oven. So you need a really sharp knife, and what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make that incision. And we can go on an angle here. So it's like we're making squares, if you will. So don't be afraid of this. It's going to be really easy. So we're going to go on one angle like this. And then just going to give your pan a turn. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you have these beautiful diamond hash marks right on top of your ham. And as it cooks, you're going to see how beautiful the skin gets, nice and crispy. And then that beautiful glaze that we're going to put on top is going to look awesome as well. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more here. And there we go. So as you can see, we have the beautiful diamond pattern right on top of our ham, just like that. So we're going to pop this into the oven. We're going to get it started. We're going to let it cook for about an hour. So I'm going to go and put this in the oven, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how we add even more flavor and also how we make our delicious pineapple and rosemary glaze. Okay, so it's now time to add even more flavor to this delicious ham. So we're going to make a mixture, and our first ingredient in that mixture is going to be some rosemary. I've decided to use fresh because I absolutely love rosemary. And I'm just going to take my knife and do a little rock and chop here. We want our rosemary to be very, very fine. We don't want a really big piece of rosemary on our ham for someone to bite into, okay? So I'm just going to take the heel of my knife and just go back and forth just like this, to make sure I get a really nice fine chop of our rosemary. If you're using dried rosemary, you're going to use a little bit less, only going to need about 2 teaspoons, because dried herbs are way more potent and fragrant than fresh. Okay. Almost done. A few more passes of the knife. Okay, so I have a bowl here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add all of our rosemary into the bowl just like this. And now for our last 2 ingredients, we're going to add in brown sugar. We're going to add in 3 teaspoons of this, 2, 3, just like that. And then we're also going to add our Dijon mustard here as well. And this is our 3 teaspoons. Okay. Now I have a fork here. I'm just going to give this a mix just like this. So you have a little bit of sweet from the brown sugar. Then you have a nice kind of tangy note from the Dijon. And then you have that beautiful and earthy rosemary. So this is definitely a bowl of love, and it's going to make our ham taste absolutely delicious. So one more final mix here. Fantastic. How easy was that? So after an hour, we're going to take our ham out. We're going to take this mixture, we're going to brush it and lather it on top, and then we're going to add it back in to cook for an additional 15 minutes. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how we're going to make this delicious glaze that's going to finish the whole ham off. So I'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. So it's been about an hour, and our ham is still in the oven. I took our mixture of our rosemary, our Dijon, and our brown sugar, and we put that on top with a nice pastry brush here. You can use any brush that you have. This is something very, very good to have in your kitchen. You're going to use it for savory and pastry. And we are now popping our ham back in the oven for another 15 minutes. So while that's going, we're going to make our glaze. So I'm going to go ahead and get our sauce pot heated here. It's about a medium heat. There we go. And to make our glaze, we only have a few ingredients, which I love. It's easy, it's fast, it's delicious. So we are going to add in our remaining brown sugar to kind of sweeten the deal. Very similar flavors to the mixture we just made. Also, we're going to add in some of our Dijon. Make sure we get all that flavor in there. And then the last ingredient is some pineapple juice. So let's go ahead and pour that in. There we go. So we're going to give this a stir to incorporate all of the ingredients. And we're going to let this come to a boil. And then we're going to reduce our heat. And we want this to get nice and thick and rich. So I want you to stir this frequently to make sure that the sugars in here do not burn, do not over caramelize. And what we're going to do, once this has reduced, we're going to take about 1/2 cup out, and we're going to reserve that, and that's what we're going to use to glaze our ham. The remaining mixture that we have in the pot here, we're going to come back a little bit later, and I'm going to show you how we're going to add fresh pineapples, and it's going to get caramelized and delicious, and we're going to finish this ham. So don't go too far, we're almost done. Okay, so our glaze is here in the pot, but we're going to take out about 1/2 cup and we're going to reserve it so we can use this to glaze our ham. The remaining glaze, we're going to leave it in our pot, and we're going to jazz it up just a little bit. We're going to add in our fresh pineapple that we have here. Go fresh, it just tastes so much better, so much juicier. And it's going to make this glaze taste even better. So we're going to add in our pineapple just like this. We're going to give this a really big stir, and then we're going to bring it to a boil. After that, we're going to reduce it down very, very low, and we're going to let this cook for about 20 minutes so that all that beautiful, delicious pineapple flavor completely infuses in this glaze. And then we're going to add this to our ham once it's out of the oven. So don't go anywhere. This ham is on and popping, and it's almost out of the oven, and I can't wait to show you the final product. So I'll see you soon. Okay, everybody, so our ham has been in the oven for about 1 hour and 15 minutes now, and as you can see, it's starting to caramelize and it's looking really beautiful, but we want to add another level of flavor. Here is the glaze that we set aside a little bit earlier, and I have our pastry brush, and we're going to be very, very generous here, and we're going to glaze this beautiful ham. There we go. Now we're not going to use all of it because this has to go back into our oven for an additional 30 minutes. So I want you to reserve some of this, how I'm going to do here, and we're going to go back into the oven about maybe 4 or 5 times until all of our glaze is gone. So for the last 30 minutes of cooking, we're adding more flavor, more glaze. It's going to add a beautiful shine and, of course, great sweetness to the ham. So I'm going to get this back in for its last 30 minutes of cooking, and when we come back, we're going to slice it and we're going to have a taste. Okay, everybody, so here's what you've been waiting for. Here is our beautiful and delicious ham. As you can see, it's shiny and it's glistening from all of those layers and layers of glaze that we added during its last 30 minutes of cooking. And let me tell you, I don't want to talk anymore. I want to get right to it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to slice off some pieces of this ham. Look at that. Wow. It's delicious. So it's going to be very tender. It's going to be very moist. And then we're going to have all those beautiful notes in here with the rosemary, the Dijon, a little bit of the brown sugar for some sweetness. Absolutely delicious. You can have this on a holiday, would be really nice. Or hey, if you're just feeling like you're in the mood for some ham, you can just make it any day of the week. And don't forget about that sauce that we also made right here. As you can see, it's thickened up really nice, and we have our beautiful pineapples as well. So I'm going to take some of this and just put it right on top, just like that. And then the remaining, you can just put in a dish on the side, so if anybody wants any more, they can just kind of, help themselves. And let's go in with some of all this beautiful juice here, just like that. Okay, everybody, I've plated our delicious ham here. We have our pineapple sauce right on top, and I don't know about you, but it looks absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to taste it. So this is our delicious pineapple and rosemary glazed ham.